Um, Hi everyone. It is me, Sailor Moon here, Serena here, and it's me, Sailor Jupiter, Lita here, Sailor King World here. And today, the first thing we want to talk about is just to wrap up the whole, Deep Glee Sailor Moon. Now, a lot of folks in the Sailor Moon followership do not like the Deep Glee Sailor Moon due to borrowed names being shifted out for other borrowed names. You know, they don't like that some sagas were, skipped over or not put in English at all. They don't like it that what was two sagas became one. And some folks don't like it due to how how's how the unstraight were handled. Now, no need what grounds that they don't like the Deep Sailor Moon for. These folks, they can't seek anything good in it. The only good thing they can ever say is, oh, well, I like the songs. And that's sad if that's the only thing good you can seek in it. So, why do they make a big deal about borrowed names being shifted out for other borrowed names? I don't know. I guess in their mind they want to believe that everyone should know Dawnish borrowed names and behave as if it was a slight that the Dawnish borrowed names had to be borrowed out for either Latinus or Frenchis or Hellenish or Spanish or Hebrewish or Farsius or even Blacklandish borrowed names. You know, names that the English borrowed more from. Those names are the names the English borrowed more. And when it comes to sagas being skipped over, I guess what pisses them off is they thought everyone should have been grown up enough to handle some of the things that were being said and done in some of those sagas. I don't know. All I know is there was an oversight at one time that said that some things, if you were making a show for children, and that's what Sailor Moon was, at least here in North Vinland, the Settled 4-1 Reichs, you know. And I know a lot of folks are going to say, oh, well, Dawnland, yeah, well, the standards of what Dawnland would be on a drawing show for children wasn't the same standards that 4-1 Reichs and Settled had. So you can stop bringing that one up, you know. And that's why they're upset over some of the sagas not being put into English. As far as them being unhappy about Zoisite becoming a woman, well, that has to do with some folks not knowing how to deal with folks who were unstraight. Or it also comes off from folks worried that anyone happened to be watching the show with their children, teachers, bearers, keepers, whatever, and them not knowing how to handle unstraight folks, and them somehow getting a hold of WB or UPN or YTV or whatever and making such a big deal about it that the show got dropped. That's all I know. And that's what pisses some folks off. But then again, keep in mind that was at the time, that was the mindset, and that's what you had to do. That's not what you didn't have to do it, but that's what some folks felt you had to do. You know, you're right about that, Sailor Moon. I mean, these folks make a big deal about things that you don't think they should make a big deal of. And then other things that they either bitch or rant about when it comes to the Deep Glee Sailor Moon, which is now, 30 years old, is they bitch about the show playing. They're like, oh, I don't like how they spoke. I don't like how Susan Roman did speaking for me. Or they'll say, I don't like how Tracy Moore, Terry Hanks did speaking for you, Serena. And I don't know what they thought we were supposed to talk like, Did they think we were going to speak Dawnish English? Is that what they were pissed off about? That, oh no, it's not Dawnish English. The English that is spoken by, I guess, some folks in Dawnland. I don't know how many. Anyway, that's another thing that pisses them off. Another thing that I hate the Deke Glee Sailor Moon is they took two sagas, and made them into one. You know, when we're fighting the Dark Kingdom, or whatever you want to call it, they took two sagas and made it into one. It angers them that we got taken by the Dark Kingdom instead of being slain. It also pisses them off that Rini's gun was shifted or cleaned. So yeah, there's a lot of things that piss them off. You know, also, they don't like how, you know, Rini, you know, would just say, did some, you know, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, a lot of those things that pisses them off. And they can't see anything good beyond all the things that they're angry about or irked over. And I say that the Deke Glee Sailor Moon did have a lot of things that weren't right with it. But I still think there was really no need to be bitching about all of these things. I mean, they also bitch about street names and business names and near names being shifted. Can you believe that one? Well, yeah, I can, Lita. I can, Sailor Jupiter. I can believe that, Sailor King World. We lived in that world. We still live in that world. And I knew all the hate and the scathing that my show got, or at least the Deke Glee Sailor Moon got, and it was 30 years ago. You know? And all the things that they hate or scathe or bitch or rant about, it's true. Those are all the things they talk about. Am I missing anything else out there that they don't, that I'm unaware of, that they hate it? Is it the song? You know, the Deke Sailor Moon song? Well, we all know it's not the Toei Sailor Moon song. And we know it's not, you know, that. And no one ever said anything bad about that. But who knows? There might be someone out there that hates that song. And as far as, you know, anything else goes, so anyway, yeah, tell me what you think about the Deke Glee Sailor Moon, which I guess would be formerly the Disney Sailor Moon, formerly Deke Sailor Moon, formerly Cookie Jar Can Sailor Moon, DMX Sailor Moon, now Wild Brian Sailor Moon, which is about 30 years old. And, well, let us know what you think. Alright, give this film a like, share and playlist it, and I'll see you later.